So, this presentation is regarding the biological synthesis of nanoparticles from the leaves. I am Dr. Pooja Rana, working as an assistant professor, Department of Biotechnology, Modern College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Ganesh Khind, Pune. Now, to begin with, what are nanoparticles? Nanoparticles are having size in the range of 1 to 100 nanometers with the surrounding interfacial layer. They have unexpected optical properties as they are small enough to confine their electrons and produce quantum effects. Now, the question is that why we opt for the green synthesis of the nanoparticles. Because when we talk about the green chemistry, when we talk about the green synthesis, it is environmental friendly approach. So compared to the conventional methods of the synthesis of nanoparticles, it reduces the production cost, it reduces the toxic elements produced in conventional methods. It's a clean, eco-friendly approach. And in the nanoparticle biosynthesis, the active biological component itself acts as a capping and reducing agent. Then the experimental conditions like high temperature, high pressure, toxic chemicals are not required when we talk about the green synthesis of nanoparticles, and it leads to energy saving process. We can synthesize the nanoparticles from the microbes. Bacteria, fungi, yeast, viruses can be used for the microbial synthesis of nanoparticles. Plant extracts are free from toxicity. They have some secondary metabolites, and these secondary metabolites themselves act as a capping agents. Then there are different plant sources which can be used for the synthesis of nanoparticles, and the nature of the nanoparticles synthesized depends on the source of the plant. So far, nanoparticles have been synthesized using tea leaves, neem, aloe vera, lemongrass, Catharanthus roseus, and the list is so long. These are only a few examples to give you that these plant sources have been used extensively for the synthesis of silver nanoparticles. Now the question is that why we opt only for silver. It is the method of it is why it is the metal which is always on the priority list as far as the synthesis of the nanoparticles is concerned, because silver is the basic element which makes up our planet. It is malleable, ductile, used in medicines, fungicides. It doesn't have any side effect. It is not toxic to the nervous system, cardiovascular, reproductive system, and so on. So this is a very rough chart that shows how we have to proceed for the synthesis of the nanoparticles. First of all, you have to take the plant, then you have to do the extraction from the plant, and then once the plant extract is obtained, we have to add the metal solution and we have to stir it continuously, and the nanoparticle recovery will be there. Now, how we have to proceed for the preparation of plant extract? You have to take the fresh leaves. Suppose here we are proceeding by taking the leaves of the Psydium gujava, that is Peru in Marathi, and these leaves are collected and they are thoroughly washed with distilled water. Suppose we are starting with 5 gram of the leaves. They are finely chopped, right? You can use crushed sea sand for crushing the leaves to form very fine pieces, and you have to add slowly 60 ml of double distilled water. Then the mixture is filtered. That will be a stock solution. Then the silver nanoparticles can be prepared by treating 20 ml of 1 millimolar silver nitrate with only 0.2 ml of leaf extract. So, such a small quantity of the leaf extract is required for the synthesis of nanoparticles, and it is stirred for 10 minutes at 30 degrees C. Then the solution will appear light yellow in color, and when the nanoparticles are synthesized, the color will change from light yellow to reddish brown color. And this solution is kept at 4 degrees C for further use. Now, once the nanoparticles are obtained, how will you characterize, how will you come to know that these nanoparticles are synthesized? First thing is that these silver nanoparticles obtained have unique optical properties, and you can do the UV visible spectra. And if the silver nanoparticles are, so they will show a peak in the range of 350 to 900 nanometers. Okay, now these are the detailed steps. First of all, you have to take 20 gram of the plant material in 100 ml of distilled water. You have to boil it for 1 hour at 60 degrees C, and then you have to filter it by using Whatman filter paper. This is then stored at 4 degrees C in the refrigerator. It will serve as a broth. Then you have to add 100 ml of 1 millimolar silver nitrate, or you can, since we are talking here about the silver nanoparticles, so I'm talking about AgNO3, or you can use gold AuCl3 also, and it is heated at 75 degrees C. The important thing is that the temperature should be maintained. It should be same throughout the process. And here the reduction of Ag plus to metallic silver, it takes place, and the color of the nanoparticles will change from yellow to brown, and you can monitor the formation of these silver nanoparticles by using UV visible spectra, by visualizing that, and it will show a peak at 430 nanometers for silver and at 550 nanometers for gold. So this is just a diagrammatic presentation how we have to do the plant material, the extraction in mortar and pestle. When the plant extract is obtained, you have to add the metal solution. The color will change from green to something pinkish, and then you have to stir it on a magnetic stirrer, and then you have the nanoparticle recovery. So these nanoherbal drugs are of great importance, because one thing is that these nanoparticles, they have increased systemic clearance, and this is then because they have the size of nanoparticles, so they will remain in the circulation for prolonged period of time, and they are fit for effective drug delivery system. So therefore, we can say that when we talk about the synthesis of nanoparticles, it depends on various factors such as what is the concentration of the metal salt, pH, temperature, contact time, and so on. So coming to the last part of the presentation, that is applications. Green synthesized nanoparticles has many applications. It show excellent antibacterial role in medicines, clinical and antifungal effects, useful in environment remediation. Due to nano size, it will help to cross all the barriers, increasing the time for prolonged circulation in the blood, making it fit for effective drug delivery system. Thank you.